What advice would a professor of jazz piano give to help you improvise? In this video, you get to hear what their number one tip is for students improvising on keyboards. Hi, my name is Jason Klobnak, and I'm a jazz trumpeter from Denver, Colorado that helps musicians find a better way to improvise. If you're looking for a quick jazz improv tip that will help your soloing, then you've come to the right place. I have had the privilege to work with a number of great piano and keyboard players in the time that I have lived in Denver. One of my all-time favorites is my good friend Jeff Jenkins. Jeff is the professor of jazz piano at the University of Colorado in Boulder. Like many great keyboard players, Jeff plays more than just the piano. He's an incredible organ player too. We've recorded a hard bop album with my quartet, and have done 3 different projects with a funky fusion meets hip-hop group called Jay's Ruckus. Jazz improv on a keyboard lends itself to a number of different techniques when playing jazz. They can play by themselves or in ensemble settings. There are so many opportunities available because these instruments can combine melodic and harmonic capabilities. Jeff and I recently had an outdoor gig, and like many gigs, musicians have some time to shoot the breeze and talk about a variety of things. So I asked Jeff about what his favorite tip is for piano and keyboard players, and this was his response. All right, I am with the man, Jeff Jenkins, the professor of jazz piano at CU Boulder. Is that the correct title?
That's as good as any. That's a good title.
Excellent. So we're here asking Jeff if there was 1 or 2 excellent tips that he would have for keyboardists in soloing or things that they need to avoid. What might you suggest young players, intermediate players? What's kind of your go-to?
I think the thing that is hardest for, I want to say piano players, but maybe all musicians, is just a sense of groove and rhythm. And I think that, especially in the academic world where we're studying all of the harmony and all the melodic stuff, and we're transcribing solos, and there's so much there to learn. I think it's easy to kind of forget that if all of that stuff is not done with a pretty deep groove and really strong rhythmic concept, that it doesn't really end up meaning much. So I think practicing religiously with the metronome and practicing different ways with the metronome, practicing on 2 and 4, practicing just 1 beat 1, practicing with I love Drum Genius and stuff like that, when you're practicing by yourself, and also just playing with as many people as you can, because it's a little different with everybody, where each drummer or where each bass player puts it is a little different. And I think along with that, when you're soloing, to have a real sense of forward motion, so really thinking ahead, not really thinking about the measure that you're on, but trying to think a measure or 2 or 3 measures ahead, really gives your music a sense of forward motion, a sense of like you're going somewhere, and it helps you kind of tell a story, and it also helps you from running out of ideas.
Excellent. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. If you have checked out any of my resources, videos, or blog, you know how much of a fan I am of resources like Drum Genius for its use as a metronome. His last point about thinking ahead is such an integral part of my targeting method too. We've never talked at length about our methods or teaching improv, so it was pretty cool to hear him talk about our similarities. Jeff also practices what he preaches, so here are a few snippets of his playing from the same gig as the interview. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought of this video's tips. Have you used Drum Genius as a metronome? What about thinking ahead and targeting? I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it has added value or benefit to your playing in some way. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell that's right next to it that lets you know when another video comes out. And if you know any other musician that might find this useful, you can share it with them too. Until then, my name is Jason Klobnak, and I'll see you on the next one.